What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Foul Out Podcast. Today we got special guests Jalen, Shaq, Willie, myself, and my brother Arkeem. We got a few topics on the board, and we can just jump straight into it. We got 5 fouls, and we about to foul out. All right, so the first thing we want to check out on the list is this. Elon Musk claims some recipients of Social Security checks are over 150 years old. There was a Excel sheet that came out that had people like 120 up to like 150 years old that are still receiving Social Security checks. What y'all think about this? Is this like one of the upsides of Doge?
I mean, I think it's a. I don't think it was ever a question that the government could have better systems in place, right? Right. Technologically, efficiency wise, I don't think there's any question that the government was lacking in some pretty important areas. I I caution with saying there's upside to Doge because Doge in itself has caused some more controversy than it has shown as benefits just yet. Um, but if it is true, the claims that they're making, then yes, that is a positive thing. But again, I don't think anyone would say that they thought the government systems were perfect and that there were no flaws with the system already. Uh, but I don't want to say that Doge is good. I don't want to misspeak and say Doge is good. But that is a a plus if they were the ones that identify it.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah. Go ahead,
What y'all
Jalen.
think?
Go ahead, Jalen.
so I agree. If that is the intent, I think this does show an example of how Doge could be used in a positive manner to really look at what the government is doing as far as spending. I don't think they have definitively proved that there were necessarily all of these people receiving Social Security checks, even though we have seen the ages of the people in the database and, have seen that there are a number of people who are presumed dead, but we haven't got a for sure yes that they are receiving those checks. So I do like the fact that Elon's team is, looking at these types of things. And I think right now it doesn't seem as if the government is pouring that many of, taxpayers' resources into Doge. It's kind of like that think tank with the Project 2025 deal. It's like, they're kind of a adjacent deal. They're not necessarily pouring resources into Doge. So I mean, if this is, what that department is doing and we're not really putting as many resources into them, I think these type of notions could be pretty positive.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with
Yeah.
that.
That's the same way I feel in the sense that like, I don't know. I don't necessarily trust Elon like that. But I do think that somebody needs to go in there and try to like, drain the swamp, for lack of a better term. Like I think
Yeah,
somebody needs to look at the line items and say, okay, we don't have to spend $1 billion on this. We could spend 500 million and be
yeah,
just fine.
yeah,
What you
yeah. I
think about
agree.
it? I can't. You got anything?
Yeah. uh. Well, personally, I think what he's doing is a good idea. Um. And like he said, if I wanted to get people Social Security information, then I could have did that with PayPal. You know. So I agree with Elon on that. Um. But I need more information on it. I need more information to really just logically speak on it, how I do things. I'm gonna need more information because at this point, all I see is, hey, you can't be promoting. We ain't
Trying to
getting
get that
paid.
brand promotion.
Sponsored by Olipop, man.
But like I
Maybe one of
said,
these days.
I need more information on it. Willie, what you think?
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Y'all being sweet on them boys. Look, bro, we've been knowing about Social Security shit for the last 30 years. People been talking about my grandmama and my granddaddy been getting Social Security checks and they dead and gone. Like that. That in itself, all right, cool, bro. Tell us something we don't know. I like to talk about the fact that he got on there. First of all, he sent a screenshot of what? Because you know damn well, if he was sharing sensitive information, even statistics, you can't be posting that on no Twitter. So we don't know what that is, to be honest. He could have put anything on there. Secondly, they already had a report come out where Doge claimed they saved the country $8 billion. And it really was 8 million. So that just lets you know how they cap. Because, bro, so basically what he said is in a week, I saved the country 8 billion. No, really, I saved the country 8 million, amongst many other things. And so
Millions is millions, my baby.
Yeah, we saved them right off money. Yay! Like, bro, my thing with Doge is this right here. What is its purpose, right? It wasn't voted on by Congress. It was just a sign. And then, I don't know if y'all been listening, when they say, oh, Elon's the head of it, they come out and say, no, Elon is not the head of it. Okay, so then who is the head of it?
Yeah, that was
I don't
weird.
know. And then Trump came out and said, even though they are finding public taxpayer information that's been misused, right? Taxpayer money misused, we're not going to release it to the public what we find. Come on, man. Like, what's the point? If the point is we're gonna find government mismanagement of funds and all that, then why you can't share it with us, right? So I think Doge is just a playground for Elon and them to say they're doing something without really doing anything.
Yeah, I can see that. I see what you're saying, Willie. At the same time, I don't think it's all fluff. I just think that they should be honest about the way that they're going about it. They should be transparent about it and also do some kind of analysis on it. Like any major company is not going to make a pivotal change or a huge change to the company. It's going to have a lot of downstream impacts without doing some kind of analysis, SWOT analysis, doing some root cause analysis or something like that before you actually do stuff. You're not going to just do that. Just like, yeah, let's just make a decision right now and not do any real thorough thought process behind it. So I do wish that they would do that. So be more analytical with their processes, be more transparent with what they're doing, let everybody know like, hey, these are the potential impacts. If they did that, I would feel more comfortable about what they're doing because if you hire someone to come audit your your own finances or you hire an inspector to come inspect your home or something, like okay, cool. I want you to come tell me what's wrong, but I need to trust you when you're telling me what's wrong. You need to actually have reasons and tell me why this is something that I need to correct. And that's why I think that they're going about it wrong. I think that they're trying to bully their way into it, and no one's really understanding, what their whole purpose and intent is.
And that's my thing too. And Anthony brought up this off camera a while ago, and I thought about it. Back in the day, certain information was only reserved for certain people. And this is gonna sound terrible as a taxpayer. I am a taxpayer, but why do I care? And this is what I mean. If they say, "Hey, man, we found that the government is using paper instead of all digital records, and that's costing the country 10 million or 20 million." Okay, what does that mean to a guy? What does that mean to me? Nothing. When in the same breath you say Doge is finding that we found millions that have been misappropriated, but then we reappropriate $8 billion to give to Europe. So it's like the money, the losses that we are founding, we're just compounding them by spending it anyway. So if this money ain't finna get sent back to the public, right? This money these losses they're finding, I think honestly, they are just taking that and reappropriate it somewhere else. Because in any major facet, whether it's a human nature, right? In your house, Shaq, in Anthony's house, in Arkim's house, they probably walk around and say, oh, dang, I ain't seen this shirt in 5 years. it's the nature of human that there is going to be some type of loss, right? So
Mhm.
I just don't understand how an organization cannot reveal any of its staff, right? Cannot even say this is what our goal is looking for. They can't make any financial decisions. All they are is a watchdog program. And at the end of the day, I think they are prioritizing getting rid of people. Hear me out. Getting rid of people instead of programs, instead of
I
saving
would.
money.
I want to go ahead and push
Check
back
this
on that
out.
because I've been thinking this for weeks. Um, I can. You can go ahead. I can. I can.
I just want to read something. This is from CBS News. So the chief of Social Security, he refutes the claims of Elon Musk. Says people who are listed as over 100 years old in the Social Security system are not necessarily receiving benefits. The new head of the agency said Wednesday, contradicting claims that tens of millions of dead people are receiving checks. Instead, those individuals are people in our records with Social Security numbers who don't have a date of death associated with the record, said Lee Dudek, the new acting Social Security Administration commissioner who was placed in the role by President Trump February 19th.
So
What's
that's
his
Yeah, I
what I was
did.
name?
speaking on earlier about us not really having full proof that these people were actually receiving checks. So and that's why kind of going to one of you guys' points that y'all were talking about earlier. It's like what are they really doing? Because if we kind of knew that the Social Security was a mess in the first place, and ultimately these people aren't receiving checks, you know what I'm saying? Even though it does seem like there are people over 100 years old, either, still living or not deceased, they're not necessarily receiving these checks. So I guess until Elon and his team really come out with some stuff that, we can actually put some dollar signs to and we can actually see where funds are moving towards, it kind of remains to be seen whether they're beneficial or not. And I just saw
Mhm.
where like Trump doesn't agree with, Elon having factories in India. Well, George, if you're trying to bring money into the country, why would you even, think about having plants elsewhere? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that that can be like a catalyst to them to having beef or something
yeah,
like that. Because I really don't expect them to be friends by the time Trump leaves office.
I
And
think the egos are too big. I think they're gonna clash at some point.
Mhm.
yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna be fireworks too. Like I really I wouldn't mind if they really just got to it.
This
But
is Trump. This is Trump. You know it's gonna be fireworks. This is the same guy
but
that dropped the MO mother of all bombs on the country just because they made him feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
ain't no telling what's gonna happen.
But yeah, so
Mhm.
not to stay on this topic too long, but one thing I wanted to push back on what you were saying, Willie, about like them targeting people, is that a company's largest expense is always going to be their people. Like
Yeah.
if you just think about
Yeah.
somebody who makes $60,000 a year, that's not like among the highest salaries in the country, but you probably can't think of any software, any equipment. Like you're gonna rarely find anything that's charging you $60,000 a year. You can go buy a bulldozer for $100,000, but that's $100,000 one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like even if you look at a company, go ahead.
Well, I was wanting to push back on that one point about kind of the human the head count being your highest resource in the company. I tell you for us, the company that I work for, um, the head count is kind of a small portion of what we do. When you consider operations and then also consider investments, I mean, we invest in, as far as operation costs, we get into the, upper tens of millions or either hundreds of millions. So when it comes to head count, not to reveal too much, but it's lower than that. I don't know if it's like that, outside of manufacturing, but I know personally. Yep. What you got, Shaq?
And no, you can finish. You can finish.
No,
I'm
that
just
was
waiting
pretty
my
much it.
turn.
I was just saying. Yeah, I was just that's all I was saying.
I
That's,
think we have to look at it from the standpoint because your company, the company you work for. or own. I'm not sure which one, but
One day.
I'm assuming it's a for-profit company, right? So it makes sense that the human capital that is necessary to run the company could be less or not as impactful. So I guess to Anthony's point, our government is not a for-profit entity, so it's not going to generate enough revenue for that employee expense to not be that big of an impact. So I'm right there with you, Anthony. I get where you're getting at. I know you didn't get to finish, but yeah, I get what you're saying because that was previous companies that I've worked for before. That was always a topic of discussion. Hey, did we
Yeah.
overstaff? Right?
Yeah, like even if you think about a company like Google, you know what I'm saying? If Google spends, let's say, a million, let's just keep it an even number, $1 million a year on like server costs. That's probably like 5 or 6 employees. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
Yeah.
so
My
yeah,
my
that,
my only pushback was this right here. The optics of it, where you have an organization like the government, where the workforce has not changed in the last 50 years drastically. If you look at the numbers of how many people work for the federal government now versus the 1960, it's about the same. What has changed though is the workload. And for you to cut that many people, and then in your next breath say, we also want to get a contract with Tesla to get $400 million worth in Cybertrucks. I'm just saying that's pretty wild. I can see if you want, and if your whole thing is efficiency, we're gonna now get Cybertrucks where we were fighting just to get a couple of Ford F-150 Lightnings. Now we're going to scrap that and get Cybertrucks for our DoD at $400 million while cutting the employees that are on the bottom of the totem pole cost wise. That's just the optics of that are just very not great.
I guess
now,
it
now,
definitely
now,
sounds
what would you
self-serving.
do? What would you do if he dropped this on your head top, man? How would you
Most
feel
most
about Doge if he dropped this?
Musk
Elon
Most
Musk is
sending
thinking
all
about
Americans
some,
$5,000
Stop the
checks
madness.
using Doge savings.
yeah.
So
So
basically, what he's
apparently,
saying is, go ahead.
What about your support?
so apparently, what was happening was he was just talking about he wants to get the savings to like $2 trillion of our annual budget, and somebody proposed to him and said, you know, that's like $5,000 per household. Would you send that out as a tax refund? And he said, I'll talk to the president about it. So what would y'all do if you got a $5,000 check because Elon saved us $2 trillion from the annual budget?
I
Man,
wouldn't want it. I mean, I would want it, but I don't think that's a good idea because put that towards the debt ceiling. That's what got us in debt. That's what got us almost owned by China. That's what got us. Put it towards the debt ceiling, man. These dudes don't need no new rims, no new ceiling
well,
fans. Come on, man.
we needed you a month ago, Arcane, because the Congress announced, which is run by the Republicans now, they had a majority, that they're going to raise the debt ceiling. So it's going up. And it's nuts to me, man. This is what I'm saying. It's crazy. Like this is all crazy talk.
Pause, Willie. Don't nobody care about that debt ceiling itself, him. Don't nobody care.
Look, exactly. It's crazy
We have,
talk to
but
me.
see, Willie, we have to raise it though. Like,
But we talking about Elon. This is what I don't get. This is what blows my mind. And maybe I'm crazy. We talking about Elon finding checks that the Treasury Department has to write out. Which who left in there, right? Ain't they all fired? And now this dude, who apparently is not even part of this organization, got the fastest security clearance I've ever seen in my entire life. And now he's able to say, you know what? If Doge finds $5,000, we can give it to every American, right? Like, bro, like anybody can. This is just showing me that if you press send and you got the right authority, it can come out and be real life. Because what he said, literally, in my opinion, it isn't even feasible. So we're gonna go from saving and being efficient to celebrate a program that ends next year. Doge ends July 2026.
2026.
but we're gonna get $5,000 as a send off party for all their hard work from people that we don't even know who they. Man, look, hey, bro, let me cut this camera off before I cut them.
Nah, I agree with Akeem though. Like, if we save 2 trillion, it don't make sense to just send it right back out. Like, we need to try to chalk down the debt or something. But
Mm-hmm.
like
So
I say,
I have a question on this, and forgive my ignorance, but do we just like write a check to China like every month or so for like $2 trillion,
yes.
or like how does that work?
Yeah, so basically how it works is like this. All right. The United States has $100 to spend, right? We spent our 100 and now we need to spend 105 or $5 more. So what we'll do is issue bonds, treasury bonds. So if I say, hey Willie, will you buy this bond from me at 5%, 5% interest? You know what I'm saying? And Willie gonna say, yeah, it's the US government. You know they gonna pay their bills. Say, Jalen, will you buy $3 worth of bonds from me? You say yes. So now I got the $5 I need. But see, now I have to pay you interest payments on what you gave me. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gave it to me as a loan. And see, now we've done that so much over the past 20, 30 years that 15% of our annual budget, I think our annual budget like $6 trillion, 15% of that is strictly interest payments. So that means we have to live off of 85% of our annual budget for real. Because if we don't pay, go
So
ahead.
do we go like do they write? This is the silly part for me. Like, how do countries pay each other? Like, is it just like I don't know, like a credit card transaction? Do they send a check? Like,
USD, USD. It's the reserve currency.
do
You
they
know,
just send like a plane full of money and they just? Cause
I don't know.
I
I
see,
don't
I see what you're saying.
if they just send like racks, if they
Get your
just send
interest
like
payment.
racks over to the country, and then China, they just open that thing up and it just be like a Fast and the Furious movie. That'd be kind of cool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. That's a good question.
It is.
Peter Hegseth, who's the head of the Department of Defense now, said, this is coming from him, he sent a memo out saying that the military budget, defense budget, secretary orders military to prepare for major budget cuts. This man is saying that the military needs to make budget cuts of 8% every year for the next 5 years.
That's
That's
cold
great.
blooded.
We've been overspending in the military for eons.
Son,
Yeah, that's cold blooded. It's almost
We
to $1
need
trillion.
it though. We need it. I'm pro military
they
spending.
ain't gonna see that.
I am too.
I am too, but we go over in the country and we'll leave $50 million worth of equipment just sitting there.
8%
200.
of the budget every year for the next 5. Where do you find that at?
Right. But let's go ahead and get to
That's crazy.
That was a
instant
pretty hot
classic.
topic.
Instant classic.
Come on, man.
Likely the best album to drop this year, unless the boy drops again.
Come on, dog.
Vibes.
God, y'all.
Ooh, tomatoes.
just
tomatoes.
vibes, just like the immaculate sound, man. OVO
man.
sound, man.
I would love to do a live reaction. My sister sent me this, and she been sending me TikToks and stuff, and she's been asking me, have I heard this song? I would love to do a live reaction to this "Give Me a Hug" song, because apparently she's just so enamored by this song.
That's the hottest song on the street. I ain't
Bro.
gonna lie, Jay. The hottest song.
It's song of the year already. Song of the year.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that now. That's a little,
Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna mute
that's a
myself.
little extreme. It's only February. Come on now.
Yeah, let's just start off with some quick album reviews, and if you got an interesting take, just go ahead and speak on it, and we can just build from there.
Okay, I was getting myself together, but I love music. So, play that. Yeah, so this album, it puts you in a mood. It just depends on, you gotta be a vibe centric type guy. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be a vibe type dude to really feel this. You can't be like Yeah, you can't be a certain. You know, this is really like, cause it just puts you in the vibe like that. I miss you. You know, there's some stuff you have you some wine, you chilling, or you just on a long highway. You in your brand new car, the lights flashing in there, and you just cut on that, and you just, you know, this that kind of music. You know, you pick up a chick, and she hop in the car, and she hit it. Oh wow, that sounds good. Like it's that type of vibe. You know, it's just like, you know, NBA YoungBoy. I'm a vibe type guy. You know, NBA YoungBoy. Hey, look, we not gonna play Daddy Two Step when we finna go ride on somebody. You know, and if you're not a riding type guy, you probably wouldn't like NBA YoungBoy. But that's just what type this is. You know, this is some real cool, laid back. I'm fresh. I smell like cologne. You know, I'm dressed to the nines. I'm finna just head up and, you know, see what's up over here. And that's the vibe I get from this album.
Now
Definitely.
that was a lot of cat. I ain't gonna lie to you. So let me be real, because somebody gotta be real. And look, I will say this. I purposely this. I am a Drake
He
fan.
can't wait to diss party.
Oh,
Outside of the beat, dude, Drake was like the first album I ever bought. Rock with him, love him. I got 3 things about this. If the album was 10 songs shorter, it'd be great. And that's why I think you should go listen to If You're Reading This, a truly great album. If you're reading this, not too late. Party killed the album, bro. Let's just be real. Drake, the songs you talking about,
That one.
the songs you're talking about.
Give me a hug.
Give me a hug.
Give me a hug.
If Party don't give me a hug. No, it's Party on Die Trying. No, bro, it's like, come on, bro. Like, and I get it. That's his nigga. Like, I feel him. Like, I gotta put my dog on. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of first class and my dog can't sit? But, bro, I'm really hoping Dre do some sexy songs for you, part 2, where it's just him. Because, bro, I'm telling you, I said to myself, I said, bro, if this was 10 songs, Die Trying, Give You a Hug, Spider-Man, oh my gosh, Spider-Man, what's it called? I can't think of it right now. Spider-Man.
Superman.
Superman.
Yeah, that's a hit.
I ain't really as in love with it as that. But like that, bro, like some of them Drake had to carry. Like it would do so many times when Party started rapping or whatever the hell he was doing. Okay, first of all, and I'm done with this because I can't. All the good about that nigga killed it when he did that song. He said, put the pussy on, sit on. I was like, bro, hey, my nigga, I had to cut the tape off, bro.
Hey, look. When that man said, when he said, "Hey, you paying your bills and those groceries," whoa! When he said that, I was like, "Hey, bro."
That was a cold bar, man. That was cold. I'm all right. I'm gonna give y'all my top. I'm gonna give y'all my top 5 records. Number 1, Die Trying, in no specific order. Number 2, Give Me a Hug. Number 3, Raining in Houston. Number 4, Spider-Man, Superman. And number 5, I think I'm gonna have to go with Glorious. But oh man, I'm a big fan of that Small Town Fame too.
Yeah,
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
That On My Way? You don't like that On My Way?
Switch that one, bro.
I like it, but I can't.
Spider-Man, Superman made me raise up. I said, okay, this is where the tape start on Spider-Man, Superman. That's where you need to start taping.
All right, so I'm gonna give you my top 5. Give Me a Hug, Nokia, On My Way, When He's Gone. Yeah, When He's Gone, Party killed that, Willie. And for my number 5 spot, man, Die Trying. Die Trying actually my favorite song.
Number 1, Die Trying. I don't think y'all understand. Die Trying gonna be played in my house with karaoke in.
Chill out. Die Trying, that's my vibe. That's my vibe. You find another song, that's me.
Look, bro. While y'all niggas was bumping Best I Ever Had, I was bumping karaoke, bro. Hear me out. That's neither here nor there. Die Trying, number 1. Man, look. Give Me a Hug, number 2. The MVP was saved it for me. That's Spider-Man, Superman, bro. That saved the tape right there.
You feeling that?
Man,
you feeling that?
Superman spoke to me. But look, and now this song, I ain't gonna lie. This song, he really rapped me. That Small Town Fame, He was trying to
I love small town fame.
a lot of y'all don't know this, bro, because y'all ain't from the city. But on small town fame, I pressed pause, got in my whip, and drove down Oak Street. Stood outside and let small town fame. You gotta be from the
Thinking
city to
about how
understand what
wrong
I
I
said.
played. Come on, man. But see, people don't talk about small town fame enough. But actually, I just realized all of us in here are from small town. Small town fame don't
Is
get
Shaq
talked
from a
about.
small town?
Well, it's small for Texas. Small for Texas. You
No,
know,
Yeah.
100K is small in Texas.
Yeah, it's small.
Y'all boys.
Hey,
in general, we
That's
we,
what
we,
was
we we compared the
yesterday.
Hey,
little
Town, man.
2,000 people in Macon. When you think
hey,
about
look, if we put all of our hometowns together and multiply it by 2,
we still don't get his population, bro. That's all I'm saying. I said you could fit
I'm the
like
city
5
boy, huh?
Jacksons in his hometown. Nah,
I'm
I'm
the
just
I'm the
But
city boy.
okay, Jalen, you didn't listen to "Give Me a
give
Hug"
me a fan.
with your
Give me
mute
a
on.
hug.
What you
Yeah.
think, bro?
Man, I'm gonna say I probably shouldn't have listened to that song first, because I think it alludes to the notion that I was discussing on one of my favorite social media gossip posts out there, the bitch gossip. I was discussing it on one of their posts, and I said I really feel like Drake leans very heavily on the familiar. You know, he tries to throw in a good sample, something that somebody would jam to regardless. You know what I mean? And I think that did it for this song. Before it got to that part, I was like, okay, this is something that's cool on like the first and second listen, but I don't think it has high replay value for me. So I'm hoping that the rest of the album isn't like that, because if so, it's probably going to be something that I run for like a few weeks or something like that. But I probably won't come back to
now,
it for a
now
couple
you
months.
know if I ever
Yeah.
catch you playing this song, I'm going to run this back, right?
You should. I probably will only be playing the little "I miss you" part. You know what I'm saying? I just fast forward to that, because that's why I said like I'm a '90s baby. So it's just like you put something like that in the song and you don't do too much on it, which I don't even think he was saying that during that little part. And
Nah.
that's we like that. You know what I'm saying? You got us
But
for
Aaron
that.
Hall,
What's the line of the song for of the album for y'all? And I'm gonna tell y'all my line. I'm gonna let it go, but because a lot of y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I don't expect Shaq or Kim or Anthony or even Jalen to understand on Spider-Man, Superman, what that man, I almost said that name, what that man Drake said. You keep asking if we extending the spot or not. Come on, man. A lot of y'all, that went over y'all head, bro. Y'all ain't never got asked if we extending the spot or not. That was me in
hey, when he
2022 when
said,
we was down at the beach and it was checkout time, and she said, "I thought we were staying extra days." Come on, hey, bro, I'm gonna go on mute, bro. I gotta go.
hey, look, he said, me and my old man, we just get messed up every night. He said, son, these girls just don't love you. I said, I'll keep that in mind. Those ain't words to live by. Wouldn't call that sound advice. Our future doesn't sound too bright. But I just nod and say, all right. Man, come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, that
I
might
just
be that
nod and
might be
say, all right, I do. Man, come on, bro.
that might be the bar of the album right there.
I noticed I've been silent this whole time.
He said these things just don't love you. I
Hey,
said I'll keep that in mind.
this this album, I haven't said nothing because I don't have anything nice to say. All y'all had
Uh-oh.
nice things to say.
Well, this has
Wait,
been the Foul Out
What
Podcast.
is this? What is this? Hold on, bro. Y'all need to come to the front of the congregation, dog. Cause y'all been over here raving, and I done listened to 2 of y'all top 5 songs, and I ain't impressed, bro.
It's garbage.
I just done listened to Spider-Man, Superman. Y'all, I need everybody to look behind my
Thank
wall.
you.
That's Spider-Man, that's Superman, and that's Spider-Man. And I got more around here. And I gotta say, I wasn't impressed with this song. I done
Thank you,
listened to at
Jay.
least 2 minutes. I done listened to 2 minutes. Ain't nobody listen to this during no love making. Ain't
Wait,
nobody
wait,
listen
wait,
to
wait,
this
wait, wait.
during no.
You don't like it.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna listen to this twice and it might
Listen to it with a
in the
speaker
car.
or something, because you
You
listen
know what I
to
said?
No,
I
I'm
said
gonna tell you what. I'm gonna
in
tell
the
you.
car.
Yeah, listen
'Cause-
to it in a speaker, or particularly after this pod, jump in the car and just
But
put
do
it playing
y'all
the
see
album.
yourselves having
You got to do all that to
romantic?
like the song.
Because I thought that's what it was for. Is
What'd you
doing
say, Jalen?
I said so y'all feel yourselves doing this, listening to this song during like your romantic hours. Cause I just cannot see you. I mean,
No
see anybody.
comment.
You know what I'm
that. Ain't
saying?
what.
No
That ain't
Look,
what it
comment.
was
I ain't
for.
wiggling my hips to that song. You're right, but
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I thought that's what this album was supposed to be for. When you said Drake and Party Next Door,
oh,
and you
they got
say,
songs like that. That just ain't the one. That's on some
Bro, I ain't gonna
real
lie to you.
Detroit
There ain't
player
no
stuff.
song on this tape to wiggle your hips to except No Key. I can get freaky to No Key. I can get freaky with No Key.
Oh man.
No. Look, just depends on the situation when he's gone. Just depend on how you living. You know.
Best song on the album is Deeper, and it's not even
Okay.
Drake's song.
Damn, Shaq, I thought we was friends. You out your rabbit ass mind. I will not let you. Party will not have it, bro. Party is what's holding this album back. When Drake did Give Me a Hug, I was like, why couldn't we make 5 of these, nigga? 5 of these, and we could have cut the tape. But we gotta make
uh,
room for Party.
I personally feel like the album was pretty elementary, if you ask me. And I'm a musician, so I look at it from a like the instrumentation part of it, right? And everything was very basic, very basic. I'm like, it's like literally just one, two, three. Like if you were comparing the dance to like this album, it was literally just like this to me, staying in the pocket, just doing this. And I get your point, Arkeem. Like it's supposed to be like this is just like a chill, laid back. I'm like, okay, cool. But I think that's all it would be for me is like this might just be background music that I might play in the background if I'm not really trying to actually listen to a song, or listen to an album or something like that. But yeah, it's very, very, very bland. And I don't want to make this a Kendrick comparison, but if you do compare this album's instrumentation to
You gotta wait.
Kendrick's,
You gotta wait. You gotta wait on Drake's solo tape for that. I think this album just it wasn't supposed to be that, in my opinion.
yeah, I don't mean it from a rap perspective. I just mean from a musicality perspective. It was it was just
So
very, very
Kendrick
basic.
is musically inclined to you?
Yes, way more.
Heard enough.
man, hold on. Have you not heard Rick
Hey,
Morris? Have you not heard Big Man in general? Boy,
Yo,
come on, dog.
I don't know, Shaq.
yo.
I'm talking about Kendrick's last album, not Kendrick all over. I'm talking about that
Okay. I
I'm
don't know.
talking about that. I'm talking about that squabble up, squabble up, squabble up.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I
I'm
mean those
saying
are his
that's
hype
musically
songs.
inclined.
Those are his hype songs. But
Yeah.
but if you think about the lyric, like the way that he plays on the beats, it's at a different level than what Drake did. Drake raps one, two, three, four. Kendrick rapping 1 E, 2 E, 3 E. That is impressive, like lyricism, impressive musicianship. I just didn't get that from Drake's
Bro,
album, and he's done it before. He just didn't do it on this album, so I was kind of like, I don't know.
bro.
It's
Drake was
okay.
Kendrick,
just dropping something
Kendrick
sexy
so
for
Kendrick so low on the
the
heart part
madness.
6 than Drake and Party did on that whole damn album.
Yeah.
You said
For
what?
sure.
Nigga, hey,
Well,
bro, this
let's
man,
go.
Willie.
Hey guys, we don't wanna beat a dead horse. I think everybody chose the side
Oh,
they was
now the
on.
horse dead.
Spoke they truth on it. But let's get to this next topic. And the question is, how do you feel about super rich guys, men, having like hella baby mamas and like hella kids? Like, so this Elon, obviously richest dude in the world, he got what 6 kids with this girl, another three with her, and then this his new baby mama. Now she actually looked decent. But
Man,
you also got Nick Cannon, NBA YoungBoy, Clint Eastwood got like 8 kids. How do y'all feel about that? Like,
Well, I
man, I
think
don't know if y'all used to watch Boomerang, but it used to be this little clip. And it used to be this frog sitting on a lily pad. And I don't know what kind of predator it was, but it was like a fox or something like that. And the little fox, the little frog would be mad at the fox. He'd be like, "Eat me! Eat me! Eat me! You're messing with the natural order." And I just think this is the natural order of things. When we look at the animal kingdom, like that's what lions do. That's what that's what
Player.
animals do.
Like,
They sow they seeds. We the only species that kind of be like, okay, we gonna sow our seeds with one person for the rest of our lives.
bro.
yeah, because we got a Bible and other
Right,
religious
right, but
books.
okay, but besides the
Y'all
point,
doing all this capping for the podcast. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Willie
Anthony,
on
name them
10.
people again that you said. Elon, who else you said?
Elon, Nick Cannon, NBA YoungBoy, Clint Eastwood.
So you know what that sound like to me, and you slid that Clint Eastwood in there. Elon is just like them other niggas. He just a nigga out here humping and fucking and having kids. It ain't no big secret, nigga. I got an uncle that got about 15. He ain't no billionaire, but he got a billion kids. Look, bro,
it's different.
Elon at his core, and I will die on this bridge. Ain't nothing but another nigga. At his
But it's
core,
different.
that's what he
If
is.
you got the resources, if you have the resources, what's really the big deal?
So,
If you
so
let
he
all
just
your kids
sweating
lie,
and staggering.
Because the big deal is, Jalen, he the head of government efficiency. And this nigga got 15 kids. One of them name is
man,
Ash. He got
man, the only
SSN.
thing God in the government is on the money. The
Bro,
only
you know,
thing
bro,
God in the
it's so
government is
weird.
on
You
the
know,
money.
Brian Gates, you know they hitting him up over the head for that shit. Like, bro,
Man,
I don't
Jalen
understand.
Sears when he started sounding like T.I.
Hey, look.
That was funny.
So super rich
I
people
said,
having
"Oh, you got a
all these
special guest up
kids,
here or something?"
they got the same problem because he ain't there. Obviously, he had one of them kids in the White House, right? He had Ash. Nigga name spelled X-A-E. Come on, bro. Like this who y'all mans is, bro. Come on, man. Like, come
man,
on,
you
bro.
saying that like anybody in the government is like normal. Like Obama, when Obama got in there, that was like the most
Hey man,
normal
look,
person
bro.
that been
Listen,
in the
Jalen.
presidency.
I was
In
waiting for him to pop off, and now he done popped the hell off. Bro,
who?
Obama got 2 daughters. This man got 13 kids spread over the continental Earth. Come on, man. Do you know who
Right.
Grimes is?
But
Listen,
see, that's the thing.
go
He don't
listen to
believe
Grimes.
in he don't believe in what a lot of people believe in. So to him, it's just he just really increasing his chances of survivability. It's just like what I'm saying. Some people families is out here dying out because they people ain't out here sowing seeds.
Hey,
So I
bro.
mean, at the
If
end of
you
the day,
want to know
Nick
about
Cannon ain't
Elon,
the
listen to
Cannons
something.
are gonna be around forever.
Listen to what his daddy been saying. Listen to what Errol Musk been saying, and
Yeah, he got a
that'll
Vlad
tell you
TV.
everything.
So what about Nick Cannon? Because we're not just talking
Bro,
about Elon. We're talking about
look. Nick
men who
doing
are
that for us.
affluent
I support
men.
my black men, but Nick trying to get stem cells, and I'm gonna leave that at that.
But what you
What?
think about the notion in general that
This
this
man,
man
this
goes and
man.
has kids and
Hey,
baby
bro,
mamas?
Nick ain't started having all them kids because it came out that he needed stem cells.
What is he? What does he need stem cells for? What?
You
He
know
got
he
cancer.
got
You
what you
got
call it?
lupus.
Yeah, and that's one of the
But
treatments.
besides the point, if we not just microscoping into the singular people that we're talking about, what do you think about the notion in general? Like somebody who is filthy rich, who is going out here to women that are accepting and having kids. I mean, he can support all of them. Now, you talk about the fathers needing to be in the kids' lives and stuff like that. I hear you. But at the end of the day, to me, the notion of,
He a
what I'm
deadbeat,
saying,
bro. Nick
All
Grimes
insurance.
right,
is a
I'm
deadbeat.
gonna say it like this. This is my take on it. My
Part of
take is it just seems like an unevolved human thing to do. And let me tell you what I mean by that. So like I'm a human, right? I can get a gun and then just go out and just like shoot every animal that I see or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I have that power to do that. But I'm an evolved human. Like just because I can, that don't mean I will. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a billionaire or a multimillionaire in some of the cases, just because I can get a whole bunch of women pregnant and then leave folks with absent fathers just so I can say I spread my seed, I can do that, but I won't do that because I'm just an evolved human. You know what I'm saying? And like if you ask me, it's similar to what Willie said. You know what I'm saying? Any dude in the hood can just, you know, do have his way with however many girls he can get the opportunity to do it with, and then just, you know, not follow the kids. But you know what I'm saying? That's not what an evolved human would do. But that's just kind of how I look at it.
Well,
He
how do you
taking
feel
care of them.
about when, promiscuity is very common in, our age range and in our race. So what about that as far as like just men and women just going around and having premarital sex? A lot of times they're just seen as, run of the mill. It's, Elon's body count may be the people that he's had these babies with. You know what I'm saying? Each woman that he's had babies with may be his entire body count. So if we look at it like that, you know what I mean? Like, is it still the same notion that it's only involved humans? Like, if you're promiscuous in college, are you not an, evolved human, or, what is that concept like?
Okay, you got some?
No, that doesn't mean you're not a evolved human. Actually, humans haven't evolved in maybe 2,000 years. Um, they haven't evolved, so we're pretty much the same people, same thought process, same everything almost. From hold on, somebody else go.
I think
Yeah.
Arkeem was actually getting at what I wanted to say actually, which was like I kind of have a mixture of what Willie said and what Jay said, and what you said, Anthony. Actually, I agree that I think that people are people, and they're gonna like anybody could do what Elon Musk did, but I do also. I think there's two sides of it. It's like, are the women that he's doing this with, are they okay with this decision? Right? Because there's two people that decide to lay down. That's what my mom always to say. It's two people decide to get to lay down. You know, y'all both got to make the decision. So are the women that he chose to do this with, are they okay with this lifestyle? But at the same time, the difference between the scenarios there of like, your regular run of the mill guy, they can't afford to fund this life or the 13 lives that they gave birth to, whereas Elon Musk can, and Nick Cannon can, all these people that we listed off, they can actually provide for these children. I think that's important. So I think, are the mothers okay with it? Are they okay with being single mothers? Are they spending time with the kids? That's one thing. And then also, are they actually providing for the children? If they weren't providing for the children, then that'd be a whole different story. It's like you just out there just literally just doing whatever you want to do. Kind of like you said, Anthony, I can go shoot all the animals that I want to shoot without bearing any responsibility for what I did. But they're not doing that, to my knowledge. What are you gonna say, Arkeem? Do you want to add in what you're gonna say?
Yeah, I don't think that humans. Well, I know that humans have not evolved much since the times of Jesus mentally. Uh, we kind of plateaued around that time. People still are the same way, jealous of each other. You go see the Bible, people promiscuous, forbidden fruit, all that. And men do want to have multiple children, but it's just how you think. See, like your mindset is shaped into a more so of a Christian mindset, right? Because our directions or our instructions that we've been given tell us to one woman, monogamy, settle down, and have children. But even then, it says have as many children as you can, but just I guess with one woman. is what it means by that. In the Bible, they did have a whole bunch of kids by a whole bunch of people. They had whole tribes from one guy. And what Elon is doing, Elon don't believe the same things we believe. He calls himself a look up the word for it, but it's a guy who just have as many kids as he possibly can. That's what he believes. So that's what he shaped around his belief. So he don't think that he's being a what'd you say, under evolved,
gallivanter.
irresponsible. Yeah, is that it? Yeah, is that the word? But he
Yeah.
doesn't think that he's being a irresponsible human being. He doing what he
Darwinism.
think that his mission is.
It's
Yeah.
survival of the fittest. I mean, how do you ensure your survivability? You have as many seeds as you can.
That don't make you survive though. You can have as many kids you want to and still get your head blown off.
Yo, it means that your bloodline survives. I mean, nobody lives forever, but how do you ensure that your seed, that your bloodline
You
continues to
think they
walk?
care that much, bro? You
Huh?
think if I ain't never seen my daddy ever a day in my damn life, all of a sudden his bloodline is carried on?
The kids don't care. They don't have to care. But as long as your blood running through their veins and they continue to put your blood in other human beings, then
That's
your
not. See,
mission
that's
is
not how that. Now, see, this is my thing too. Now we're getting into something what I think is human, like our kings say, animalistic, and what it really is. Now, in the book Roots, right, it has a strong sentiment about Kunta Kinte and how he passed his lineage down to his son. It's a powerful scene in the book where he talks about, "You are my son, the bear me sons," and all that. That wasn't him having some kid and running off and saying, "I got a kid out there somewhere, so my lineage goes on." That's not how that works by any means. In my opinion, that's not how that works. If that's the case, then nobody's a deadbeat because the lineage is out there, so it's all good. I gave birth to you, so that's all good. No,
That's
it's
all I owe you, boy.
that's
conflicting
all I
points,
owe you.
though. It's conflicting points though because you started off by saying that just going out there, running out there and having kids,
Yeah, being a
and
sperm donor.
yeah, but that's not what's happening. In each of these cases, the men are providing.
How do
You
you know?
said, what if
You
we would
seen
have
you
heard
seen him with Griffin ever?
we would have it's not seeing him with Griffin. We talking about providing. You don't have to. I don't have to be there physically to
Now,
buy that
now, now,
together that you
Paul.
got in
Now,
your hand.
Paul. Now, this is where I'm gonna get you, and I ain't trying to get you. We had this same conversation about Future and Russell, and how baby Future ain't ever with Future, yada yada yada. And I defended that then, but I'm gonna take a digress here. Look, bro, Elon, just because he's sending them money. Now look, if he had the resources to have Ash in the White House, why ain't the rest of his kids there? What a family portrait at for everybody that come to the White House.
See, like
If it's
Arkeem said, I think
that
this is
easy
still
to
a very
provide,
southern, a very Christian view. When I've gone to different places, I've seen very different mindsets other than, what's presented here in the South.
bro,
You know,
fatherhood ain't no Southern
even
Christian.
people are even starting I was listening to a podcast the other day, and people are even starting to talk about friendship uh parenting. So literally just two friends who are not romantically or sexually involved going and basically being parent to a child. I mean, the envelope is being pushed nowadays when it comes to how kids are being raised. I mean, that's just the facts of
But
things.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the ones that's kind of off the beaten path. I'm talking the majority of people. When you have a father who loves their children, you see it. And like I said, bro, Anthony showed us
Celebrity is
that thing.
different,
Hmm?
I think. I think celebrity is different. The autonomy that I've
How?
seen,
When
and
you got Denzel Washington, when you got Jay-Z, I didn't seen
well,
Jay-Z provide.
I look at Boosie's kids, right? I look at Boosie's kids. And you can do a number because I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, it's Boosie, come on now. But
Boosie is a devoted Christian, though. Well, go ahead.
and see that's what I'm saying. Like Boosie, of course, we've seen his charades and things like that, and yeah, he's in his kids' lives. But at the same time, they have a lot of autonomy. I mean, they're just becoming teenagers, and he wants to basically give them their own houses, things like that. And if you look at just rich people in general, that's kind of the framework, right? Like Nick Cannon, I'm sure is laying a baseline for all of his kids. You know what I mean? And when we talk about survivability, that's simple science. Now you can get into, is he there for the kids and nurture versus nature, and we can have this discussion all day. But at the end of the day, if he is having these children and they are provided for, at the end of the day, when they become adults, they can really make decisions and be, thrive out here. Then I don't see how he didn't, do his job. You know what I'm saying? Especially if that was his intent to increase his
Fair,
chances about survival.
fair point. I do want to leave with this last question, and we could just do, a quick response on this one. Why does it seem like only the black guys who do it are demonized for it? Is it just our own people are doing that, or is
Listen
it
what
like
you said.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
of course.
But I guess the part that gets me is like I never really heard of like a white publication talk about this. It's usually black ones, and it's like you would think it's different if we're talking about it, we just demonizing ourselves. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get to a crowd favorite. Let's get to the quick hit section. I'm gonna drop this off on y'all. Quick hit. Jay-Z and Diddy's case has
Let's
been
get it.
dismissed. This was
Stomp
Jay-Z's
that
response.
white boy into the ground, Tony Busby. Go
Yeah, this
get him. Go get him. You break his neck. You make sure that he laying on the side of the road, shaking a cup for change when you done with him. Look, man. Everybody don't see what I've been seeing. Our black billionaires or wealthy black men are under attack, and I'm watching our own people, turn against them. After everything that we've seen through history, our people are turning against our own people just because they got some money out of jealousy and hate, ignoring the fact that this is a complete blatant attack. Every black man that crossed a certain threshold financially, it seems like somehow he's demonized. He a creep, he a freak. It was with Michael Jordan. They killed his daddy and said he was gambling. Michael Jackson, Jay-Z, Diddy, Bill Cosby. They even tried to do Robert Smith. Every one of them. Nobody unturned. And our own people turning against them. Just because they're jealous of what they got and what they built. And I can't believe this. I can't believe all people. I just want to say that and I'm going to let somebody else talk. I can't believe all people. And the things I've been seeing over social media, but go ahead. Jalen, you on mute.
Just say that timing is everything. To our King's point, my thing is, why is it that these things come out years upon years upon years upon years after these people have, done these things allegedly? The same people who kind of bring forth these accusations are kind of the same people that maintain a close gravity around these people through all these years. So it's just like, if something is being done, it's been seen. So in cases like this, especially in the case for Jay-Z being brought into this, I'm not aware of anything that goes on in these guys' personal lives, but timing is everything, and if you wait till these guys become very affluent, very powerful, very wealthy to do stuff like this. So I don't know how much it's authentic, but it's just timing for me.
Well, the reason why is because it's lies. If I say something happened 5 minutes ago, I could easily prove it. But if I say something happened 6 years ago, I can't prove it that it's right, just like you can't prove that it's wrong. That way I just destroy your self-image. I just destroy your image then. See, if I say you did something to me 30 years ago, I'd be like, "Bro, I don't even remember you. I can't defend myself fully because I don't remember. But what I can't defend myself from is these ignorant people and these people whose mind is already made up before the decision even before the news even come out. You know, it's somebody sitting looking at the next successor right now. Let's just say Casanat. Somebody looking at him right now saying, "Ooh, yeah, I just can't stand you." They mind already made up for when they try to set him up in 2039. When they try to set him up in 2039, somebody mind already set up and made up right now to go along with whatever they say. And you can't
Uh,
defend your. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, so I'm just, you actually bring up a good point, right? I personally have never really looked at it from that perspective, right? Of looking at it from a bigger lens. I did a list of I just searched for like the list of the richest African Americans in the U.S. and a substantial amount of those people have had controversies surrounded around them, right? For whatever reason that it may have been. And so, yeah, I think you bring up a really good point. Um, what I do want to say is that all of us that as black people, even at our level, within the economy or within the our ranking in society, we're all taught that at all times we have to be 10 times better than our our neighbors, right? Our white neighbors, Asian, whatever it is, right? We're taught that, right? And I wonder if all of those people kept that mindset as they went up the ranks, right? Were they being mindful of like, hey, I have a duty, right? I'm one of the few of my kind to get to this point. I should know that I got arrows pointed at my back. So I should always be making sure that I am being attentive to every single thing that I'm doing. And to your point, yes, people are going to go look at the past, find stuff that's hard to prove. But I think that's why it's so important to make sure that you are doing your due diligence to make sure that you are always you're golden at the end of the day because you know that people are gonna come after you. I don't know. I don't know if Diddy did that, but I
Yeah,
know some of the other people. I don't think that they would do the stuff they say they're doing, right? But
yeah.
it is what it
I
is.
guess for me, the biggest thing is like it seems like the accusation convicts people now, and the pile on convicts people. Like, if I wanted to convince somebody that Shaq stole my hat, in today's time, all I gotta do is just get one person to accuse you, make that public, and then just convince 30 other people to come out and go public about how you stole they hat one time, or you was looking at they hat across the room one time, real suspicious, and that'll do it in today's world. But guys, I'm glad y'all came on today and joined us for the pod. Thank you, Willie, Jalen, Shaq, and we got 5 fouls, and we about to foul out.
Yeah.
What the? Hold up, I messed it up. Hold up. That man ended this thing abruptly.